I'm Polly Bath, and I specialize in helping schools deal with some behavior problems, management, intervention, to get back to instruction. Today, I'm going to address a question coming out of a high school. Here goes. We have high schoolers who wander the halls all day. When someone tells them to go to class, they make explosive comments. How can we address this problem? You know what's interesting about this is, don't you find that the same kids are the hall wanderers? They kind of have a little posse going on, and you bump into them around the corner or this corner. And I was just in a high school recently where I was sitting there going, didn't I just see that group walk by? Like, do they go to class? Do they ever go to class? And I think so that can be very frustrating for us. So there's a couple things we can do with this. One is consistency in our management. If you have a pass system, use it. Every single kid has to have a pass. All you have to say to kids is, see your pass? If they don't have it and they say, then you've at least asked them for it. You've addressed it. That's the best you can do to avoid that power struggle. Make sure you don't just walk by them and say nothing, do nothing, or look frustrated. Because as soon as we do that, those kids are like, no one's going to do anything anyway. We kind of own the place. So that's the first thing you can do. It's not going to solve the problem entirely, but it's consistency, which makes a difference. The second thing is this. If we continue to see the problem after our entire staff is being consistent with their pass system, calling kids out, making sure they at least acknowledge that they shouldn't be in the hallway, and we still have that same posse of kids, now it's time for logical consequences. And that's when someone approaches them and says, usually at this point it could be an administrator, or dean, who goes up and says, all right, let's go. And at that moment, escort them to a place where they immediately are going to have to stay for the rest of the day, or at least a certain amount of time that's assigned. It's an immediate, what we might call in-school intervention. And we got to send them a message that if you can't handle the freedom of being in the high school, going from place to place and be where you're supposed to be, you're going to temporarily lose that freedom, but it's going to be immediate. See what I'm saying here? Not so much like, I'm going to assign you an in-school 2 days from now. Now, you will get the resistors. You'll get those kids who will just say, I'm not doing that. And maybe they just walk away from you. But it doesn't mean we ignore it. It means as soon as they walk in the door in the morning, come on, let's take a walk. And this is where you're going to park. You got to get a little bit more heavy on those kids, let them know we're going to follow through in our system. Number one, consistency. Two, what's logical when that we know that consistency is in place, but those kids are still pushing the limit. Let them know there's a limit. Thanks for watching today. If you have comments about this subject, you can put those down below. And if you have questions that you might like to see answered in a future video, put that down below as well.